Alright everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we're just going to be talking about all of the leaks, the Spirit Halloween leaks that have been coming out, because it's seriously crazy how many there are. So I just wanted to give a huge shout out to the channel Monstercore before we get started, because he has gotten us. Without him, he is just carrying the leaks this year. Without him, we would not know a lot about the ISC. We would not know, there'd be a lot we don't know about the ISC this year if it wasn't for him. And he just dropped a new video the other day. I think it was yesterday that he did it. And it just really is very interesting. And it shows basically the whole Camp Harbor Lake main archway, that kind of mossy area, and then when you go into the cabin, and it shows a little bit of the lake and lifeguard chair where Doomsday Duo is. So let's take a look at these pictures. Check it out. There is just so many cool details. There's the store, the shelves they're not super stocked, but there's definitely costumes on them. But really, all that us haunters care about is the ISE. So let's get going, and we'll check out. I think I have 4 photos, 4 pictures that basically show the ISE, and we'll go through all the details and everything about it. So let's get started on that. So taking a look at this first photo here, this is, crazy. It just basically shows everything. So feel free to take a moment, pause it, and just take in this ISE, because this picture mostly shows everything except for the lake. So this is really cool ISE. So let's get started looking at it. We have the main archway, which is very cool. It's obviously cardboard, but they make it to look like it's wood. There's the 2 posts on each side, and then some other spots come out to hold it up, some supports on the top. And then the roof is really cool. It's the same thing on the cabin. It's not really just a shape like this. It's more kind of like that, to make it look old and falling apart. Of course, in the center we have the Welcome to Camp Harbor Lake EST in 1983, which, for those who don't know, that is when Spirit Halloween started. The sign is really cool. Definitely going to pick that up at the end of the season. There's the 3 trees on each side, and then Jack the Reaper's head in the middle. Then we also have an owl on the right, which a lot of people have missed. No one really talks about it, but it's kind of on a part of the post that comes out. I'm not sure. Maybe he's animated. Maybe his head moves. Who knows? Maybe they'd even have a step pad for him. But a lot of people are missing that, and I know that they have another one a little bit down by the cabin too. So I'm not sure. We'll have to see about that. Another cool part is there's the lanterns. We can see 4 of them, but there's 2 of them on the main archway hanging down. And then the risers are pretty basic. You can't really see them in this picture right under, but they are green and green grass kind of, and they're moss. So definitely the main archway is really cool. And then moving down to the next section, we have the cabin, and it says "Welcome Campers," little cool sign draping down. Definitely going to pick that piece up at the end of the season. And then on the right side, the risers continue all the way down, and then on the left side it stops and then picks back up, so you can walk out there. Kind of reminds me of the train car last year, of how they had the spots where you could walk in and out. And then yes, of course, the Welcome Campers sign. And then there are 2 windows on each side. And the roof, you can't really see it in this picture, but I know that it continues on that kind of this type shape for the roof. And definitely cool. We can't really see anything inside the cabin, but Let me know in the comments if you guys have seen leaks of what animatronics are going to be inside the cabin, because I'll be really excited to find out what is actually going to be in there. There's another piece off to the left, but we'll look at that in another picture. And this is it's definitely a piece that I want to pick up. So that's basically it for this picture. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so moving on to the next picture here. This basically just shows the left side of the cabin, which is really cool. There are kind of like 3 windows, but one of them all the way on the right is a bit different than the other 2. So we'll call it 2 windows and 1 kind of opening. So in that opening, there's a sign above. I'm not sure, I can't make out what it says, but I know I couldn't get a good screenshot of it. But in the original video, which you guys can feel free to go watch on Monstercore's channel, it says canoe rentals. It's right under that like opening. And then inside there is some like bones. There's like a skull and then other bones that hang down from it. And then in the second window, no, I should say the first window, but that middle spot, it almost looks like it could be Jeremy Jaws in there. His head is kind of popping out. I feel like that could be him, but I'm really not sure. Because it almost looks like they just put like props in that first window, kind of, in that first opening. And then I don't know, it could just be a regular prop again, or it could be Jeremy Jaws. Like, we do have another prop, which we'll get to down on the lifeguard chair. So then it almost looks, we don't really see anything all the way down in that window. There's nothing there. But there's something in between those 2 windows hanging out. I'm not sure what it is. It looks like a little box, almost like that, what was it? I think for the carnival theme or something. I feel like there was like something like that, almost like the newspaper box from last year. But then it almost looks like there's a sign above that 3rd window that says Lake Life, maybe. I'm not sure if that's correct. I can't verify. And then there's something else that it says under that, but still not sure exactly what the sign says. So and then there's also the roof, which is really cool. It looks very old and everything. Definitely a lot of people are like the big haunters, especially like Haunted Halloween guy. He bought the train car last year. He's definitely going to buy the cabin again this year. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't. So that's basically it, all we see for the cabin in this video. But let's move on to the lifeguard chair. This is a really cool piece. You can see the skeleton sitting in it in the lifeguard outfit, and the lifeguard chair, of course, it's covered on the top, and then the cardboard making it look like old wood. Obviously it's built out of I really don't know about this piece. I feel like I would want it at the end of the season, but at the same time it's really big that I'm honestly not sure if it'd be worth getting for my haunt, because it just takes up a lot of room to only use like 1 or 2 nights in my haunted house. So I'll have to decide about that once I get once stores open. But this angle is definitely really cool, and we can see a ton about the cabin mostly, and then a little bit about the lake area, but a little bit to the right of the lifeguard chair. That's, I think, where Doomsday Duo and like the Jumping Spider, a couple other animatronics are going to be down there. And then I forget his name. He's almost like a huge version of the Jumping Spider. I think he's going to be in the lake. So definitely very cool over here. And let's check out the other images. So here is another really cool picture, screenshot, whatever you want to call it. This one is to the left of the main archway, just a little bit down on that riser. This piece, it says it's like a little spot, almost like a sign, like in the like woods or something, like a trail sign kind of. It comes up, has a little roof over the top, and then it says I can't make out what it says on the top, but on the bottom it says Spirit Camper of the Week. And then you can put your face in there and then be like Jack the Reaper. This is definitely a piece that I'm picking up this year. And then next year, or I'll get it before Halloween, so I'll probably put it out when my haunt is open, have it out in my driveway or something. People will definitely be taking pictures with it in it. So that's definitely a really cool piece. That's basically the main part of this, but we can see the window on the right of the cabin, those two lanterns, and then we can see a little bit of the inside of the cabin. We can see a light switch connected to with a piece of conduit up to a little red light bulb. There's some blue lighting in there, probably the fire and ice lights, but it's really all I can make out. Let me know if you guys know of an animatronic that you think would be in a room like that with like a blue and electrical theme. So that's basically it for this angle. Let's check out, I think the next one will be the last one. This next photo here, this isn't even in the store that we were just in. So that was it for that store. That's all the screenshots that I took. That was really it. The video was like 25 minutes long, but I only screenshotted and took like the major pieces out because he didn't really show anything else. So here is another spirit store. Also, credits go to Monstercore for this one too. This is in a mall. So this is gonna be the small store setup, but they do have the spirit archway setup. I'm pretty sure in the small stores, in like malls, they always use this type archway. It's not really related to Camp Harbor Lake, but it's an archway. So I wonder what is gonna be after that. I'm sure that for the small stores, there's probably also a smaller version of the cabin. So they'd probably either put the smaller version of the cabin there, or maybe they're not making the smaller version of the cabin, and for these type of small stores, they're just doing the like lake part where the lifeguard is, and possibly even they might do, because I know they have another setup for small stores. It's like kind of like the Spirit Halloween 2023, the Jack's Mausoleum, I think it is. I think that was the name of it. It's almost like that, but it's just those 4 outer pieces. There's no like area to go in, so it's kind of just like a circle riser type thing, and then each one comes up like that and leaves room for each animatronic. And there's 4 animatronics I can go in, so they might just end up doing that, because it'd be kind of, I don't know, we'll see. But that's gonna wrap it up for the images, and let's go to the video outro. So thank you guys so much for watching and joining for another video on Woodward Whispers Home Haunt. So this video, of course, was about the leaks, but I'm gonna continue making videos like this. They probably will only be one more video like this, like explaining the leaks, if even that, because before we know it, so right now is July 7th that I'm making this video. It might not be out till July 8th or 9th when I finish editing it, but around the 15th, I mean starting next week, my local spirit store, shout out to the Haunt channel, maybe I'll put his channel right there or something, he informed me that he thinks that they're going to start setting up mid-July, so that's next week. So I don't even know if I'll be making another video like this, because once that comes around, I'll be going there like every couple of days and filming videos of the updates. But yeah, so there won't even be videos like this. Most of the time it will just be YouTube Shorts every other day probably, if not every day when we're getting closer, and just showing an update of what they're working on. And I do have some unfortunate news. On the 31st of July at 9 p.m., I'm actually going on a trip So unfortunately, I will not be back till maybe August. Let me think here. Not till August 10th, 12th, probably I won't be back. So hopefully my local store doesn't, but I don't think they will. If they start setting up mid-July, I don't think they could be done by August 1st. So I think I'll be there for the grand opening of my store, my local store, but I will not be filming a ton of content about the flagship grand opening. I'll probably do one video during that time, just recapping stuff, but I'm not going to have any of my fancy filming and audio equipment there with me, so it's going to be a bit different. It might not even be me talking on it, so I'll probably bring my I'll probably bring these mics here, and I'll be using these. And then that'll probably be it, and my tripod. So it'll be probably a short video just recapping what happened at the flagship and watching the videos, because I have never even been to the flagship opening anyway, so I don't feel like I'm missing out on like a huge thing. Because it's far, kind of. It's in New Jersey, so I've never been to the flagship grand opening. I hope to go maybe next year, but I will not be around till pushing mid-July. Mid-August. I'll be doing store tours and stuff like that, so little late start to the season, but we still have the whole September and end of August. But honestly, October, I don't really visit Spirit that much because I'm just so busy setting up my display and my haunt. Like last year, I didn't even go to Spirit in like the whole October month until like the last week of October, I think. So it just gets really busy, and I do like to do haunt builds, but it's a lot of work when I'm working. Like I get home from school, say 2:30, and then I'm working out. I go in for dinner, obviously, but I'm out there till say 8:30 working on the haunted house. So it's hard to get the videos edited and like out, because it is a lot of work getting the haunted house set up. So it's gonna be September will definitely be a lot of videos about stuff, and then I'm definitely gonna take a trip down to Haunted Overload in Lee, New Hampshire. I'll probably insert a couple pictures around here. I'll do like a cool edit thing, like but there's some pictures of it when I went there for the daytime private tour, actually, with the owner. Really cool experience. So I'll definitely be going there. Probably a couple other haunts. Probably Screamfest at Canopy Lake Park. Insert picture there. And then Witches Woods at I think it's Neshoba Ski Resort. That's where it is. Insert a picture there. So yeah, a lot of videos coming soon, but a little late start to the Halloween season, but that's okay. A couple animatronics I have in mind is Trash Bandit, which I know is cheap, but he's outdoor rated, and he's going to work really good in one of my display areas. I'm thinking, what's his name? Doomsday Duo, definitely going to get them, and then possibly Carnival Creeper, maybe. But there's these other haunters buying the whole lineup. It's crazy, but I'm waiting till stores open and I can get it in store. I'm not paying $30 per animatronic for oversized shipping. So yeah, videos, a lot of videos coming soon, but make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are at 15 subscribers, which is amazing, and I don't even post a ton right now, so thank you guys for that. But please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, share it with your friend, It really helped me out. I want to try to get to 100 subscribers by Halloween, which I think is definitely possible. It's just hard to find the haunters community, I guess you could say. The people who are into like haunting and stuff. So that is going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you on another video.